He didn't just conquer cities, he erased them. Entire populations vanished after his armies passed through. Skulls were stacked into towers, not as rumor, but as warning. Some called him a military genius. Others called him a monster. This is the story of Timur, the man who tried to rebuild the Mongol Empire through fire and blood. Timur was born in 1336, near modern-day Uzbekistan. He wasn't born a king. He wasn't even born into great power, but he grew up during chaos, after the collapse of the Mongol Empire. As a young man, Timur was wounded in battle. An arrow damaged his leg and possibly his arm. From that day forward, he walked with a limp. His enemies mocked him as Timur the Lame. In Europe, he became known as Tamerlane. But that limp never slowed his ambition. He didn't want wealth. He didn't want a kingdom. He wanted empire. Timur stood something powerful. Fear spreads faster than armies. When he attacked a city, he offered surrender first. If the city resisted, he showed no mercy. In Persia, entire populations were massacred. In Isfahan, after a rebellion, thousands were executed. Chroniclers claim towers were built from the skulls of the dead, a message to every city that dared to resist. But Timur wasn't just brutal, he was strategic. He moved his cavalry with speed. He used deception. He divided enemy forces. He attacked supply lines. His battlefield intelligence was terrifying, and city after city fell. In 1398, Timur turned his attention toward India. The Delhi Sultanate was wealthy, powerful, but internally divided. Timur crossed the Indus River with a massive army. Before reaching Delhi, thousands of prisoners were reportedly executed because he feared they might rebel during battle. When he finally entered Delhi, the destruction was catastrophic. The city was looted. Fires burned for days. Thousands were killed. India would remember his name for centuries. But Timur wasn't finished. In 1402, he faced one of the most powerful rulers of the time, Bayezid I, the Sultan of the Ottoman Empire. The battle took place near Ankara. It was a clash of giants. Timur used tactical positioning and psychological warfare. Bayezid's forces fractured, and in a shocking turn of events, the Ottoman Sultan was captured. For a moment in history, Timur had humbled one of the greatest powers in the world. But here's what makes Timur complex. He wasn't only a destroyer. In his capital, Samarkand, he built magnificent mosques, madrasas, and palaces. He brought scholars, architects, and artists from across his empire. He wanted Samarkand to be the center of the world. Culture flourished under his rule, even as blood stained the lands beyond it. This duality defined him, a patron of art, a master of war, a symbol of terror. By 1405, Timur was nearly 70, but he still wasn't satisfied. His next target, China. He began marching east with another massive army. But during the winter campaign, he fell ill. And in February 1405, Timur died, not on a battlefield, but on the road to another conquest. His empire did not last long after him. But his legend did. To some, he was a hero who restored power to Central Asia. To others, he was one of history's most ruthless conquerors. Timur proved one thing: empires can be built with fear, but they are rarely sustained by it.